What's up? Welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And this week we're doing something similar to last week. Also, it's we got a little combo going. We got something up last week.
We got a streak
this week. Next week we already have something lined up.
Aw, dang.
Now, I'm not going to say that we won't take a gap after that, but certainly we were going to try our best to get the episodes out like we.
Can you believe we used to do this literally every week?
Yeah, man. I it's still not too bad. I want to get back to that one day.
It'd be great. It'd be so great.
And hopefully soon enough we will be able to. But like I said, this one is going to be kind of like last week where we have a question.
Uh-huh.
And we got a couple of answers to the question this week each.
All right.
This is going to be a pretty fun one. Brandon, do you want to tell them what the question posed is?
No, I'll let you do that.
Okay. You son of a bitch. Essentially, the question is properties that we would really enjoy being translated into an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be just an American property. It doesn't have to be a book or a TV show. It's just a property that we like that we would like to see be converted into an anime or get its own anime run. And I had a lot of fun thinking about this one. I had a lot of fun writing my answer out. Once again, I had scripted something like I did last week, so hopefully it goes a little bit better than it did.
I got a couple notes.
And I got a note or two. I got a couple of honorable mentions. But Brandon, I went first last week.
Okay.
So, you go first this week. We're going to do two each.
So one.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go back and forth this, and I will go first. I'll tell you, when I was thinking about this question, there are a few things that sprung to mind, one of which I thought I would have bet money that my good buddy Roger would have picked one of these. He's literally wearing the shirt right now as I'm talking to you and looking at his chest.
It's true.
We will get to that later. I'll talk about it in honorable mentions. But I went with something that is similar to that, and again, we'll find out later. But mine is the work of one Miss Janelle Monáe, specifically her Metropolis series. Now, if you're not familiar with Janelle Monáe, shame on you. Shame on you. She's amazing. One of my favorite artists ever. She is a singer, actor, rapper. She's a singer, actor, rapper.
She's an actual fucking dinosaur.
She's a literal dinosaur. No, she's a badass lady. Check her out on Spoofy. Check out her film. She's in Hidden Figures. She's in Moonlight. She's in that Antebellum thing, which I heard was one, not super great, and two, I don't think I could handle it. It's too much. Anyway, she's rad as hell. A little bit about Janelle Monáe to start. Kansas born, mother is a maid, father was a truck driver. She actually kind of works that into her act. We will very often see her dressed as she's performing in these like black slacks, black vest, white shirt with these like black and white shoes, all black and white, like a maid. She's actually said she doesn't make music for kings and queens. She makes music for regular people, and that's kind of a way to honor her mom, who had to work as a maid and a janitor all these years to support her family. Furthermore, she, after high school, studied musical theater in New York, but ended up dropping out because she was afraid that her sound would end up being, too close to everybody else. Ended up in Atlanta, started making music, selling music out of the back of her Mitsubishi. Damn, girl, you struggled, but she was making it work. And eventually, she would get involved with some other artists. Notably, she got with Big Boy of Outkast, was a member of the Purple Ribbon All-Stars, appeared on Outkast's Idlewild album, ended up getting signed to Bad Boy Records and all this stuff, and finally would release a number of albums, including Metropolis The Chase Suite, which is like part 1, basically. Later on, albums like The Arc Android, The Electric Lady, Dirty Computer was really huge a couple years ago. I love Janelle Monáe and her music. So let's talk about this music and how I think it would work. These albums are great if you listen to them as just albums. But if you go a little bit deeper, think about it and look at the lyrics and whatnot, you'll see that they're actually telling a story. Specifically one of an android named Cindy Mayweather, who finds herself at odds with the ruling class of humans after she falls in love with a human and is marked for disassembly. And so she is on the run. She flees and discovers eventually that she is apparently this fated figure who is destined to free the androids and unite the races. It's literally like, obviously it takes a pretty obvious influence from the movie Metropolis, by Fritz Lang. Silent film back in the day.
Does it have anything to do with the anime Metropolis?
There is an anime Metropolis.
Which actually is full of robots and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's also based on Metropolis.
Okay.
It's literally Metropolis.
Okay.
And it has that great...
so what you're saying is you picked something that was...
No. This is a totally different thing. This is a different thing. It is definitely inspired by, but it's also, I mean, not unlike... It's also inspired
It's okay,
by,
dude. One of my picks has a little gray area
Can you
there.
chill?
So.
It's also inspired by Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sleep and this and that. Basically, you have the story of this messianic figure who then has to come back, and she goes by many names. She's the Archandroid. She's the Electric Lady. She's this and that. The albums are rad. They have this funky music. It's so good. There's little skits in between where you hear people talking about it. They're like, it's like androids chilling at the barbershop getting the chrome shined up. You know why we got to get it shined up? Because it don't shine by itself, baby. Whoo! That kind of shit. It's rad. It's all these little skits and stuff that go into it. It's a lot of fun. Point is, we basically already have the story. There you go. Plus, it's a musical, baby. Featuring such she also does music with several other prominent artists such as Prince and Erykah Badu have appeared on her albums. The shit's rad. If you've never heard any of this, you got to check it out. It's a good time. But yeah, I mean, she calls it Metropolis. Metropolis is already a thing. This one's a little bit different is the point.
But it's all kind of loosely based on the same thing. Is that what you're...
Kinda.
Okay. All I was saying earlier, dude, is that I have a little bit of gray area in one of mine.
It's certainly inspired by. You know, there's she has several different inspirations, including she lists Fritz Lang Metropolis, Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. You got she also calls, like, you know, Stevie Wonder as an inspiration, David Bowie, Salvador Dali, freaking Walt Disney. It's all these different things. She just takes all this stuff and mixes it together and makes her own little world, and it's rad. And make a hell of a show if it ever got created, or a movie or anything. I mean, she already has like a lot of her, like roughly half of her music videos are in this world and are showing you stuff that happens in the story or whatever.
I wonder if I'll be able to clip any of it to the episode.
I don't know. That would be something. If you do, try to get a clip of Queen in there, because Queen is rad.
Okay.
Anyway, beyond that, Janelle Monáe's just whole like cosmology really interests me. Basically, we're talking about a openly pansexual black woman, and without going into a whole thing about it, without a lot of hard work, dedication, and let's just say it, luck, she's not gonna have the same opportunities as everybody just living. You know what I'm saying? She had to work for her stuff, and she did, and she's got it. And good on her. But beyond that, the whole thing about the series is she calls herself an android, like literally, and she calls other people, anyone who's ever felt like they are an other. This is the new other. You're an android. And so, you know, that's kind of like where she's coming from and whatnot with her whole philosophy and stuff. It's really rad. It's just a good time. Other than that, like going into the actual like why do I want this to be an anime or whatever? I mean, I want pretty much everything to be an anime, but this one in particular I think would be badass just based on the story, based on the stuff we've already got. Plus, we got some production companies who are already kind of in the stuff. We talked about me and you when we were talking earlier, said Production IG. Of course, they did like all the I just lost it. Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell series. My personal favorite, of course, being Standalone Complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's already androids and robots, baby. It ain't that big of a leap. Yeah. Furthermore, I thought Manglobe was a company that did Michiko and Hatchin, which I think I told you not to shade anybody else ever who's done anime, but in terms of like having black and brown people in a show, that show probably did it better than most of the ones I'm seeing. That company no longer exists, but a lot of their people moved over to Gino, who also did Pet, which could work. Bones, like there's a lot of different companies that could take this one and run with it and do stuff. Now, obviously, this is all dream casting and, you know, how I would love to see it happen.
Sure.
But man, it'd be sick. And that is basically my first pick. I love me some Janelle Monáe. Her whole freaking music oeuvre, putting it all into the stuff, it would be rad. And that's basically
cool,
it.
my dude.
Now, Roger, what have you got for me?
Okay, I'll go on to my first one, and I will start it off by saying this will be the one. I'll go ahead and get the gray area out of the way.
Yeah.
But it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Now, Roger, if I was to Google Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anime, would I find anything about that?
What you would find is that there is a 2 OVA series called Mutant Turtles Superman Legend from 1996. It's, in my opinion, not all that great.
Okay.
My point in doing this and writing about Ninja Turtles is that it could be much better than that.
Sure.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an excellent property because it just will not die. It's had an impact on multiple generations of children and adults alike, myself included.
Sure.
Brandon, not so much.
I'm not a
big
huge
Ninja
fan.
Turtles fan.
I'm not a huge. I had a bunch of the toys as a kid.
That's okay. The first Ninja Turtles movie is literally my all-time favorite movie, and the franchise has multiple books and shows, animated and live action iterations here in the States, including 6 theatrical releases. Little history of the Ninja Turtles.
Well, hey, all right.
The show focuses on 4 anthropomorphic turtles, nailed that word on the first try, mutated by mysterious ooze, who are brothers, and through the mentorship of their father Splinter, learn to be ninja teens. Early on in the iterations, they're kind of cut and dry, you know. Turtles fight the evil Foot Clan led by Shredder and Krang, and then enjoy some pizza at the end of the day.
Sure.
Once the 2000 series hit, it got a bit deeper with interlocking stories, stronger character work, better animation. Most certainly at this point onward inspired by anime. A more angular design, far more expressive faces and motion, and fight scenes that at this point, with the newest run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's downright on par with some of the most action-packed and flashy of anime that is recently airing and being praised by us. It has some wild fight scenes and crazy animation. Now, to touch on that one a little bit, I do like the show. I think it's pretty cool. They switch it around. Raph is the leader. Raph is my favorite turtle, right where he should be. I don't care for the designs particularly. Mostly of the Ninja Turtles, you know, a lot of people were very upset because they made April O'Neil black. Let me be clear. That does not bother me. I do not care. But the actual design of the turtles with like their snaggle teeth, and Donatello has a weird, it's not like a dome head, it's like a cylindrical dome almost.
Weird.
Like Mojo Jojo or something.
I mean,
I just don't like the design. That's all there is to it. I like the show, just not the design.
I guess. I don't have an opinion really.
But the way that I'll throw up some, for the YouTube version, I'll throw up some flashy fight scenes and stuff going on in there, so you can see just how fluid and cool the animation is for the show, design aside. At the heart of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the brotherhood of the show. What it is like having siblings, or a sibling even. I have 2 myself, and the show on that aspect is heartfelt, fun, and accurate. It doesn't shy away from the bad either. Arguments, jealousy, and the fear of losing one another is all addressed throughout the shows and movies. TMNT is more powerful, especially to the youth watching it, than what I think it has ever gotten credit for.
Okay.
I think, personally, that it would translate incredibly well to a seasonal shonen anime with some decent slice of life built in there. Kind of how, like the 2012 CG series ran very smoothly that way. It was a really fun show that I liked it a lot.
Wait. I'm trying to think of, so more like pizza slice of life. That's nothing.
Pizza slice of life,
nothing.
you got it. And I like it, man.
That's terrible.
Some action-packed pizza slice of life.
Oh, God.
That's pretty freaking good. You know what? We're trademarking it. If anybody wants to use that, you owe us money.
We get paid a nickel every time you say it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But I want the show itself to, not be, I want it to be not nearly as nonstop as My Hero Academia, but, things like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which does the family aspect very well. I want it to be somewhere in between there. Not as action-packed as MHA, and not as dark as FMA.
Sure.
Somewhere in between. put a really good studio behind it, I would choose Bones. I think Bones is a standard. Both of the shows that I talked about above were Bones, which is Fullmetal Alchemist and My Hero Academia. But also they have flashier, higher end stuff like Mob Psycho 100. Not to shit on FMA or MHA. Yeah. Both have very adequate, good animation. But when you compare them to Mob Psycho 100, which is also Bones, they're, in my opinion, worlds apart. And another good one that they really excelled and has a very unique animation style is Space Dandy as well.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably mash all that well and get something really good for a Ninja Turtles property and have a pretty fun anime. And I am certain that it would be a hit.
Very cool.
Positive that it would be a hit. That's practically money. And now we got the action-packed pizza slice of life.
How dare you?
That's hot money, dude.
How dare you?
We're writing this shit for them.
No. All right. Well, all right. Very interesting. I'm not I've never been a big Ninja Turtle guy. They don't look like turtles. They don't look, they have shells.
It's fine,
they don't
dude.
look
They're
like turtles.
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, Z, you messed it up
Almost.
that time.
No,
You said anthropomorphic.
Pomorphic. You son of a...
I got your ass.
Son of a
I
bitch.
got your dumb ass. Yeah, I guess, man. I never, also, wasn't the first, like, it was originally a comic book, right?
Yes.
And I remember seeing a thing, I've never read any of it.
Are you talking about the backstory with Daredevil?
Well, no, I know that, yeah. Where, like, the whole thing is, like, they're based on Daredevil or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, they were just fucking around and doing stuff, and then they're like, hey, we should make this a thing. But wasn't the first, I remember seeing a thing that was talking about how the original Ninja Turtles comic was, like, super violent and
it's
adult.
very violent.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, the most current iteration of Ninja Turtles comic book is back to those violent roots.
Okay,
It's
Jesus.
called The Last Ronin. It's very sick. It's an old Eastman and Laird story. They are the creators of Ninja Turtles.
Sure.
They had a breakup for a long time. They were both pretty much working on the project separately, different things. But mostly you saw Kevin Eastman there, and he did the art. But they got back together. They dusted this story off because they had always wanted to tell it. They had written it back in the early 90s, I believe. And it's called The Last Ronin. And it's a story where now there is a turtle and he is an adult. And all three of his brothers are dead.
Oh, God.
So it's him going to take vengeance for the death of his brothers.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Sounds pretty rad.
Good stuff, man. I got the first two books. Those are the second one came out last month.
It's gotta be like Donatello, right? He's the angriest one.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
All right.
No, Donatello's the nerd.
Oh, is he? Wait,
Raph is the angry one.
Raph, yeah, he's the red one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know this.
He's cool but
I don't know
rude.
this stuff. Stop.
But Michelangelo,
Stop.
he's a party dude.
I hate you. All right. Well, I'm gonna move on to my second.
Yeah,
one
man.
now.
Go ahead. Thanks for throwing some stuff out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to mention that.
Again, I'm not a huge fan, but I know of the turtle.
Sure.
And we kind of glazed
it's hard
over
not to.
We kind of glazed over it, but if anyone doesn't know about the whole Daredevil connections, like you got the Foot Clan, and Daredevil fight the Hand, and Daredevil's master is Stick, and their master is Splinter.
Yeah.
And they got his weapons and
also,
stuff.
there's a whole thing about the ooze going through the crack and Daredevil or whatever, and that's what
they
just kind of took the little thing and ran with it.
The theory I saw was that like Daredevil as a kid is walking home and he gets hit by
Truck-kun?
Yeah, he gets hit by Truck-kun. No, it was like they did in the movie where like it's literally like there's a chemical or something that this forklift hits and like it sprays in his eyes and that's what fucked him up. So in this little headcan thing, I don't know. He was walking home with his new pets, these 4 turtles he just bought.
Yeah.
And the goo hits them and they fall in the sewer and there you go. It's dumb. Anyway, let me move on to my second one, which, listen, I'll tell you right now, this ain't gonna make a whole lot of sense.
Okay.
But it don't gotta make a whole lot of sense because
It sure does not.
I know what I want. And what I want.
Baby wants what he wants.
Baby wants what he wants. You know what baby wants? Baby wants some Super Smash Brothers!
Boy, I can imagine the logistical nightmare of getting this one together.
Dog.
But please.
Let me tell you, first of all, if anyone somehow doesn't know about Super Smash Brothers, it is a video game series starting back on the Nintendo 64 and going through the different iterations of Nintendo consoles, pretty much all of them at some point, except like the Game Boy, obviously. But It's all your favorite Nintendo characters and several of your least favorite and or non-Nintendo characters doing battle and duking it out.
Don't you be cracking on Steve.
I'm not cracking on Steve. Steve, you know what?
Steve's all right.
Hey, man, I can't think of a more popular game from the past, like, 11 years. Like, when did that come out? 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the
Sounds
most
right.
influential game of the past decade.
Yep.
I'll give it to it. That's fine. Anyway, you got all you care. You got your Mario throwing fireballs. You got your Kirby eating the bad guys. You got Zelda swinging his sword around. You got the princess from Zelda. I don't remember her name, but she's there doing magic. I'm trolling, baby. But
You got the Gandalfs.
you got your Gandalfs.
He'll
You
spike
got,
you right off the stage.
you got your Fire Emblems. You got your Banjo-Kazooie, Cloud, and Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Mother friggin' Snake from Metal Gear is in there. Snacks. He's got that long leg. He's got the long leg of Snake. Anyway, they're all going at it. Now, here's the thing. This is particularly look at the last one. The gang's all here. They got all the characters from all the Smash Bros. Games and a bunch of new characters, and they're adding them in. Fucking Steve from Minecraft's in there. We already mentioned it. Everybody's doing stuff.
They're all
right.
here.
They're all here. The gang's all here, and they're duking it
Except
out.
for Waluigi.
Fuck Waluigi. He's an assist trophy. He'll be fine. Listen, here's the thing though. Is, as you said, logistical nightmare. Like, how do you... First of all, it's amazing that they managed to get them all on this video game. To make that then into a series
It's
or something.
essentially a Mugen that you can buy you can buy behind a counter.
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous and insane. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'll get to the production in a second. Let's talk story first.
Okay.
Story first. Let's not complicate things. I don't need dialogue. There's no dialogue in the game. You don't buy Smash Bros for the story mode. Now don't get me wrong. Smash Bros Brawl, the third of the series, had a pretty decent story
It
mode.
did.
It's called the Subspace Emissary. Just do that. Just do that. I'm not here for dialogue and to know the, ins and outs of these characters' lives. I just want to see some cool fight scenes. So, you do it just like that. There's a couple of them having a tournament or whatever. It's Kirby versus Mario, I think is how the thing actually starts. And you pick one and you fight and you win and there you go. And then all of a sudden someone attacks and it's King Koopa or something. I don't know, Bowser's there. Or maybe Ganondorf shows up. Gandalf's there. Whatever. Everybody's fighting. And then they eventually are fighting in their different games and against each other. And then they find a common enemy. In Brawl, it was Taboo, this weird like spirit thingy who's doing stuff. Maybe you throw Master Hand in. Maybe the guy from the new one, he's like a big light thing. And then there's a dark thing. I don't remember their names. Anyway, you do something like that. We don't need to get stuck up on the story because what we're here for is fight scenes. And this is where we get to the production. Here's how your boy wants it done.
Okay.
Assume I had unlimited money and unlimited influence and could do whatever I wanted.
Okay.
What studio, Roger, could do the best fight scenes?
Studio, the best fight scenes?
Yeah, man. Just tell me.
I feel like
It doesn't matter who you think it is. We're getting all of them. We get a group of characters. we get an episode.
Who does Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh, that's a good. I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
But we're getting everybody. Trigger, you're getting an episode. Production IG, you're getting an episode. Gynax, Bones, Gino, fucking Ghibli wants a slice. Ghibli's getting a pizza slice. All right? Everybody's getting in on here. We mix it up. You guys do this one, you guys do that one. Eventually, we all come together. Whatever, it doesn't matter as long as it gets done because everybody's having their good time and
UFO
showing me
table?
how bad it is. You want to get all the Nintendo games and all the Nintendo characters? I want to get all the studios working on this show. It doesn't have to be on the same episode. That would be kind of crazy. But these guys do one, these guys do one, those guys do one. Maybe at the end of the episode, boom, somebody kicks in the door and there's freaking... I don't know, Marth. Marth just cut through the wall and he's about to fight whoever's next, but he's in a new style because that's the studio who's taking this one next episode. Dang. Shit like that, man. Mix it up, fuck it up, go nuts. That's how baby wants.
Yeah. Now, if Nintendo has their way, we're doing it all in-house, and it's going to take 30 years to produce 5 episodes.
You are not wrong, but baby gets his way because I'm fan casting here.
Damn right,
I do
dude.
whatever I want. I do what the hell I want. That's what I want. Anyone who thinks they're a bad enough dude to contribute, if you got the chops, look, if you got the chops to make you a cool ass fight scene and you want to get in on this action, you get in on this action, and then everybody just goes nuts. Again, it doesn't even have to be like a full like 30-minute series. If you give me one good 15-minute fight scene per episode, I'm in.
You know, I would love to see it like the Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho.
That would be some shit. That would be some shit.
Just nonstop that.
Yeah, man.
Just fill out a full tournament, and yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
That would be a good time. But yes, that's what I'm going with for my second pick. Super Smash Brothers.
Does it make any sense?
No.
Not a damn lick. But
It
do you
don't
think
got
that I
to,
give
baby.
a damn?
Look. You're saying you want a show with no dialogue and it's just these different ass video game characters fighting the whole time? Yeah.
I want them to at least have their voices.
Yeah. Oh no. Charles Martinet's in there. Charles Martinet's in there, and he's like, "It's a me." Like he's doing the shit, and it's gonna be great. Call it avant-garde. Call it whatever you want. I don't care. Just give me the fights. That's all I want. I want to see everybody duking it out.
Show me
Kirby's
your
jumping
moves.
up. Motherfucking. Yeah, man. Kirby's floating around and turning into rocks, and then Captain Falcon's kneeing him in the face, and then Mario grabs the Smash Ball and does the big fireball. Yeah, man. All of it. All of it.
I love it, dude.
It's so dumb, but
I love it,
That would be
man.
sick nasty. All
I
right.
sure would.
And that's about it for me. Roger, you have one more to talk about, then we'll get to the honorable mentions. But
Yeah.
tell me about your second pick.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be a good one.
I think it's going to be, and you might want to pop in and say some things here and there too.
I might.
Because I imagine that this is one that you like. Because, matter of fact, I know that you like it.
All right.
It is the X-Files.
Oh, yes.
This one to me is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's not a secret that I love the paranormal.
Yes.
Ghosts, aliens, cryptids, you name it. I pretty much love all of it.
This guy's a giant fucking nerd.
Sci-fi, horror anime hold a special place in my heart, and anything decent always has a passionate and strong following of that genre of anime.
Yeah, dude.
The X-Files itself has 11 seasons,
Yeah.
a handful of books, 2 theatrical releases, and an upcoming animated spin-off comedy series that I'm not all that excited for, but I will give it a shot.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You ain't got no Mulder and Scully in it.
It's got to be something, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
The show itself focuses on Agent and Mulder. If you're not familiar with this show, I'll give you a small breakdown here.
Yeah.
It focuses on Agents Mulder and Scully and their investigative efforts to uncover a larger conspiracy within the United States government involving aliens and paranormal happenings around the country and beyond. Dana Scully, played by Gillian Anderson, is initially the more reality focused. I have reality with quotes.
She is a absolute gigantic skeptic.
Yeah. Focused member of the team, and she's there to help Mulder, David Duchovny, the more paranormal minded due to his sister being abducted.
He's a little
the
loopy.
true believer.
You talking about Spooky Mulder?
Yeah, spooky Mulder, man. They solve strange cases that basically no one else wants because of their outlandish nature.
Yes.
Admittedly, I did fall off of the show around season 5. As there are a few turning points and cast members leaving the show who do return later that I just didn't enjoy. But for what it's worth, I still loved my time with the show.
Yeah, dude.
The attention to detail and the lore around aliens and cryptids that they show in the show is excellent and a great gateway to checking out the stuff for yourself and getting into a whole new world of fun and interesting characters. The skepticism and true belief dynamic between Mulder and Scully and the chemistry between Duchovny and Anderson are on point and make the whole show so much better. And the writing, for the most part, is on point as well, including having some of the best comedy episodes mashed into a somewhat serious series.
God, yes.
Brandon, do you want to talk about any of those funny episodes? Do you have any that you like
My
in particular?
absolute favorites, pretty much anything that Darren Morgan had his hands on. That dude wrote several episodes, mostly in season 3
Yeah, I
and
think it's
4.
3.
Yeah, he did. Season 3 has my two absolute number one favorites. You got Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, which is 1, hilarious, and 2, incredibly heartfelt at the end. And 2, you've also got Jose Chung's From Outer Space, which is goddamn amazing.
That one has the late great Alex Trebek in it. I
God
believe.
bless him and rest his beautiful soul. Yes, he shows up as a man in black, and it's with Jesse the body Ventura.
Yeah,
and they're just like,
it's just everything that I fucking love is in that episode of the show.
It's so good. The show is amazing in and of itself. You've got like your conspiracy and like, you know, mythology episodes that are all about them trying to figure out the deeper conspiracy. And you got your monster of the week ones, which is just like, this is the one about the Wolfman, the Fluke Man. Darren Morgan was the Fluke Man.
Yeah.
And then they brought, his brother was riding. They were like, we need someone to wear this dumbass suit. They popped him in there, and then he was like,
gross too.
Yeah, it was horrible. And then he's like, I got some ideas. And then he wrote some of the best episodes this show's ever had. It's just great, man.
Yeah. I think that it would translate really well as we're starting to see more and more anime come out in the more psychological sci-fi horror genre.
Yeah, dude.
Shows like The Promised Neverland, Wouldn't They Cry Gal, getting its new season.
Yeah, dude.
Pet and Jujutsu Kaisen all come to mind. I'd love to see the X-Files done by Production IG.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes so much sense for them to do it.
Yeah, dude.
They did other shows that would slot in with the way that I would love to see this one look and go.
Mm-hmm.
So shows such as Psycho-Pass, Ghost in a Shell, and Eden of the East.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect basis to stylize the show around. And man, I would watch the hell. We would do Good Buddies weekly review of the new X-Files episodes if they ever did an X-Files anime.
If that happened, yeah.
You can put our stamp on it right now.
Yeah, man.
The podcast can be done. Me and Brandon can no longer be friends, and we're going to get back together and we're going to record those episodes because we made a promise.
The news will break. Oh, man. Can you believe Studio IG is going to make an X-Files anime? And then I'm just like looking at the TV in disbelief. My phone inside of my head rings. I flick my ear to answer it, and I just hear Roger. We're getting the team back together.
It's time.
It's time. That is how it would go down exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's the year like 2070, whatever.
Yeah. I think it would make an excellent anime. I really do.
That would be sick, man. I will say, you mentioned a lot of shows that are kind of in the same vein. I don't know if you had Inspector in there. That was pretty close.
Oh, no, I did not. That's actually really good.
There's another one this season ongoing right now that I admittedly fell off of, but I think a lot of folks would be into it, called Other Side Picnic. Okay. That deals a lot with like folklore and stuff. I actually was listening to another podcast earlier today, and they were talking about some Japanese folklore. We're talking about it in the ramble, but one of the creatures they talked about is in that show, and I was like, oh shit, that's what that is. It's really cool. Check those out maybe. But yes, if an X-Files things happened, God, that'd be sick.
It'd be great. Brandon, do you want to hit some honorable mentions? I got 3 honorable mentions here.
I got a couple.
I won't spend a whole lot of time on them.
I'll start with the one that I would have sworn to God that my good buddy Roger would have gone with. Because I said like I wanted the Janelle Monáe does her universe within her music and stuff. Well, another band that did that and then made books and comics about it is Coheed and Cambria with the Amory Wars.
Yep.
You are literally wearing a Coheed and Cambria shirt
sure the
right
fuck
now.
am.
It's shocking to me you didn't go with it, but I can see why. It's not as big as well-known thing. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not here to spread a new property.
Yeah.
Or anything. I picked things that I knew that people would know and that people I thought could relate to the fact that, hey, yeah, actually, I do think that'd be pretty cool. Stuff that people could, go and hit up the comments and throw their own insight into what they think that the show should be like.
Now, I get what you're saying, but
I'm not shitting on your ideas.
Do you expect me to believe, though, that if freaking the company that did like original Berserk jumped up and like, hey, we're gonna do this Amory Wars thing. Here's our demo of fucking what's his name? The brother, the one who has his own shit. But he's like, oh god damn it, I can't remember the names now.
Jesse?
Is that his name? The prize fighter?
Yeah,
whatever.
Jesse?
Yeah. Here's our
I didn't
our
know
demo
what you were
of that.
talking about at first. Yes.
Here's our demo of that guy whipping some ass. It's like just him beating the shit out of people.
Bad boy.
Stop.
Just come look at what your brother did.
Jesus.
There you go, bro.
Anyway, Coheed and Cambria is great. You should check it out.
Jesse.
You telling me if they put on a freaking demo reel, it's like here's some ships flying and people shooting each other and dudes beating the shit out of each other to the tune of that.
Oh yeah. Manual Jackhammer.
Oh, you'd kill for it.
Oh, dude, no, I absolutely would love it. I would love to see a good, and I would take any sort of animated Amory Wars property. Coheed and Cambria, they are a well-known band.
Yeah.
But They could always be more.
They could always be more. Do you want to go back and forth on honorable mentions?
Sure, man. I'll take one right now.
Go for it.
I think a good slice of life, a decent show that I would definitely check out. A little weird, but I would definitely check out would be Hey Arnold, the anime.
Hey Arnold would be some shit. I love Hey Arnold.
Me too.
I legitimately can't think of any show from like that era of cartoons that had the same level of humor and also a really well maintained continuity than Hey Arnold. It's very, very good.
Also a crippling level of realism to the show, really.
The show was rad.
And the people. Hey Arnold, I often attribute to, like, I grew up in the country town with a bunch of family that were not so great at teaching children how you should be a great person.
Sure.
And Hey Arnold was one of the shows that really helped me realize, hey, I like it better here than what is described to me. I was able to understand things better, and I think that was part of the goal of Hey Arnold.
Very cool.
And Hey Arnold itself, I've always wanted to, I had mentioned this before, I've always wanted to dabble into doing some more reporting, journalistic style takes on different cartoons and stuff from the West, and kind of do something on YouTube with it. And maybe one day I will be able to do something like that. But Hey Arnold would be at the top of the list to do that. Yeah, dude. Because I feel like I could write really well and express how I felt. And which episodes of Hey Arnold were really meaningful to me. Especially in, like, I can even think about the treatment of animals and stuff on there. You remember that episode with the turtle, dude?
Yeah, dude.
God
where
damn,
they tried
it's
to save the
heartbreaking.
turtle and whatnot, and they got him out. Yeah.
That fucking turtle was that changed my life, dude.
Grandma was like, "We're doing this shit," and they're just putting on the fucking the black sweaters and the ski caps and shit.
I never felt the same. The way they draw that fucking turtle, and it looks so goddamn sad.
It looks incredibly sad. That's sad ass turtle.
And now every animal that I see, like, oh my god, it's sad.
Oh, baby.
So, you can thank that, dude, for being part of a major aspect of my life currently.
There you go.
But yeah, Hey Arnold, the anime. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me.
I've got a couple here. I'm going to put like 3 of these into one thing just because they're all very similar. There's a number of podcasts I listen to that are people playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and shit. So I'm just going to name a few of them here. Adventure Zone obviously is actually I think already getting an animated series, so done. There's one called Not Another D&D Podcast, which is absolutely hilarious. All the characters are funny, and the people who play them, like the level of just them interacting with each other and bouncing off of each other's ideas and stuff is absolutely gold. It's shocking that it's not more of it isn't written than already is. And lastly, maybe my personal favorite right now, there's one called Dungeons and Daddies, which is not a BDSM podcast.
I love it.
Which is about a group of 4 dads who, while taking their sons to soccer practice, are sucked into a portal and end up in Dungeons and Dragons world. And now this one's a barbarian, this one's a druid.
You telling me these soccer dads were isekai'd?
Yes, they literally got isekai'd. They were driving a Honda Odyssey. They end up having to magic. They have to magic up the Honda Odyssey, and when they do, they're like, okay, so the way it works now is it'll move as long as you continue to pump it with, positivity. So I gotta, talk to it? Yeah. So he's like, you're doing great, Honda, love you. He's like, no, that's not how it works. One of the guys is Freddie Wong, who is absolutely hilarious, and he says, no, you're doing it wrong, man. This is a Honda Odyssey. You gotta speak Japanese to it. So he does, and then the fucking Odyssey blushes because it's a schoolgirl and then starts moving. It's so fucking stupid. They call her Honda Odyssey-san. It's fucking incredible. The shit's dumb as hell, and it's amazing. It's funny as fuck. My favorite bit, I'll give one more quick bit from it, is there's a bit where they have their cell phones, and every time they want to use the phone, they have to roll a dice to see if they have any battery left. So one of them gets a phone call out of nowhere, and he's like, weird, what does it say? And the DM's like, unknown. DM, by the way, is Anthony Birch, who, if you ever seen Hey Ash, What You Playin', or played Borderlands 2 or Up, he wrote for those. He's fucking incredible. Dude's hilarious. But they get a phone call, and he's like, yeah, it's a unknown caller. He's like, does it say scam likely? Just joking. He's like, yeah, it does. It says scam likely. He's like, all right, I'll answer it. I'll swing for it. Whatever. Bloop. Hello, it's me, Scam Likely. Oh, would you be interested in my tricks and japes? And all of a sudden, they've made this new character. A new character named Scam Likely, who throughout the show pops up again to try and trick them out of their money or get them to do something. It's fucking amazing. Then here's a minor spoiler. The motherfucker ends up like switching his alignment at some point, and now, rather than being a chaotic trickster god, becomes a very boring know-it-all named Well Actually. It's fucking hilarious. The show's great. Check out Dungeons and Daddies. That would make a good show. It'll never happen, but it would make a good show.
Yeah.
You got another one for us?
Yeah, man. I got two more. This one I'll keep it kind of quick because I feel like it's the obvious pick or whatever for comedy lovers.
How obvious?
Very obvious. It's the Office anime.
Jesus Christ, I can't be dealing with it.
Yeah. But could it be, you know what? I've seen several Office-based anime that were very good. Okay. And they maintained to be very funny.
Sure.
Watakoi, or is that the name of it?
Yeah. Watakoi. Yeah. Love is hard for
a lot of really good ones that I've seen that you could set in an office place. And
yeah.
They could probably, give this show that 15-minute treatment or whatever, where it's not a full episode.
Like Honda-san style.
Yeah, or like a Gretzko, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a fun show that, oh God, everybody almost would check out.
Yeah, probably so. Did you see like
pure fucking money?
I think they did it was The Office, but it was like a thing on Saturday Night Live, I think, or some skit show where it probably was SNL, where Ricky Gervais is on and he's like, yes, a lot of you know that The Office was originally a British show, but did you know that I actually got the idea from a Japanese program? Here's some clips, and it's literally just the real cast of The American Office, but in Japanese.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Shit's dumb. All right, I got one more. And this one I was like, I could see this happening, but there's rumors that it might be getting an anime anyway. Basically a buddy of mine, a dude I used to work with a couple years ago or a year ago, turned me on to this manga called Komi-san Can't Communicate, which I think I talked about previously on here very briefly. But rumor is it might be getting an anime, so hey, fingers crossed. It's hilarious. It's basically just the story of this. She's the most beautiful girl in the school, and everybody loves her, and blah blah blah. And she's like the absolute princess. And she's the best. She's so good. She never talks to anyone. Everyone just thinks she's perfect because she's so beautiful. But she does not talk. She can't talk. She has crippling anxiety and can't talk to people. And so this dude, who's the only person who's ever actually tried to talk to her, ends up becoming her first friend ever. And now it's a show about him trying to help her get over her anxieties and actually be able to talk to each other. It's very, very cute. She's often stylized like, they do little blobby faces like when it's zoomed out or whatever from the character. She's stylized like that, but with these giant eyes like a freaking chihuahua, like she's just terrified and looking around. It's very cute, very funny. That's a great manga if you want something to read, but also if it does end up getting made into an anime, neat. Very episodic style in that manga, so I don't know how that's really going to translate unless they just do it straight up episodic style. But yeah, shit's hilarious.
We've seen stuff like that work well in the past too.
Yeah, man.
Horibochi.
Yeah.
Even going on this season with Horimiya.
Yeah, sure.
Great show.
Totally. All right, you got one more?
I got one more, man, and it would be an anime styled around either the universe or, the first movie, something like that. It would be Alien.
Okay.
I think having a very graphic, almost Blue Gender-esque, like a better Blue Gender.
Well, you didn't like Blue Gender?
I did like Blue Gender, but Blue Gender has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And it's not the best anime. Like I wouldn't even put it in my top sci-fi, but A, the opening song is a banger, English or Japanese, and B, the show itself is fun, but Alien, what I really like about Alien is that it's the first real sci-fi horror movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There were obviously other movies about aliens, War of the Worlds and stuff, which people would consider horror, but like this was a true monster movie set aboard a ship as this thing was stalking and killing all the crew members on board. Not to mention, the head of the ship or whatever, the main character of the show, Ripley. She's an awesome, strong character.
Oh yeah, Ripley kicks ass.
Yeah, she whips a little ass. I would love to see her in anime form. I would love to see a very graphic, visceral version of an alien stalking these crew members and essentially, killing them.
Sick.
Until think like this. Astra Lost in Space.
Sure.
but there's an alien on the ship.
Like that show even had like a traitor.
Yeah.
But now we're talking like literal alien.
We got a death killing, destroying alien on the ship, creeping throughout the vents.
That
and
would
stuff.
be pretty sick.
Yeah. I think it would make for a really good, a great 12 episode series.
And then you get Alien versus Predator, and then they do the Predator anime, so you get the backstory on Predator.
You know what?
Dang.
And they can do it right. They can do it big and they can do it right. So I'd be real into an alien anime. I think it would be a fun property to work with.
Yeah,
I think there are a lot of great properties over here that if licensed and they did do some stuff with like Marvel.
Oh yeah,
there was an X-Men anime.
They did the DC. They did the Batman Ninja thing. That was pretty sick.
Wolverine was also an anime. Sure. I think there were a couple more Marvel ones. I don't remember what all. They were all forgettable.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of them.
Yeah, Iron Man had one.
Can't be dealing with that.
It was. I didn't care for them, but I really would like to see some of these things. I think they're good ideas.
Yeah, man. All right, sick nasty. I think that about does it this week.
This was a fun episode.
Roger, do we know what we're doing next week?
We actually do.
Can you
How
believe
about
it?
that, Mike? I know I can't really, but Dr. Stone is wrapping up.
Oh damn.
So Dr. Stone, the Stone Wars, next week, next time we are doing an official review of it.
Yes, and we will emphasize next time because we can't guarantee we'll be here next week, but probably.
Yeah, but probably.
Probably.
We're trying for it.
We're trying for it. But yes, that's the plan. If you haven't been watching Dr. Stone, catch up, check it out. It's making some move. Again, Dr. Stone was not like my favorite of the series when it was in season 1 or even now. There's other ones that I'm
He can't stand him in his yee ass haircut.
I don't like his dumbass haircut. I hate his haircut. I wouldn't call it yee ass, but it is dumb as hell. But yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm into this season, I'll say.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah. One final mention. If you guys or gals listen to this episode and you enjoyed it, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, dude.
Which properties you would pick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully
I want to hear about all your
suck
stuff.
them all up, all your ideas. Me and Brandon didn't take all of them. But I would love to know what y'all think. This seems like a really fun question to ask an audience. And
dude.
See how many different answers you get and how they would do it. Give us a nice, big, detailed comment below. We will definitely read all of them, respond to them. Excited to know what you guys think.
Absolutely.
Email us if you have to, if you're listening on the audio form.
All the plugs will be in the description, of course.
And I think that's about it for this episode, man, unless you got anything else to say.
Not really. But we're going to bust on out of here then. Into the ramble?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to do
Short ramble.
We'll do a little ramble. But I think that about does it. Again, full plugs in the description. We'll have the full plugs at the end of the show. But I think that about does it.
Yep.
And love ya.
Love ya.